What's good with the YouTube? You already know. Real Talk with Flacco coming live and direct. And on this platform, what do? We dive into sensitive issues, delicate matters concerning prison, gangs, community, recidivism, as well as addiction. And I got my homie, my boy, my partner, my brother, back on from the Bronx. Latin Pain himself, man, a former Latin King out of New York, man.
Boom, boom.
Always a pleasure to have him on this show, man. He has a new channel, man, that he just started, man. It's called Live with Latin Pain. I'm going to put the link down in the comment section. Please subscribe to his channel. So what we got today, man, we're going to be talking about Latin Pain's first experience in going to Rikers Island. And I want him to start off how he caught his case and so forth. We're going to go from there. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on, Big Flacco, baby? God
chilling,
bless
brother.
you, man. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you. Yo, it was crazy, 97 and 98 were like two of the livest years of my youth. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make a name for myself in the street. You know what I mean? Trying to get my rep up in the street. I wasn't involved in no gangs at the time. I was just a kid outside. You know what I mean? Trying to get that bread. And in February of 98, I caught a disbursement of a firearm reckless endangerment charge. You know what I'm saying? For letting off at some bullies. You know what I'm saying? I came out on bail, though, the same day I was out on bail. I was fighting the case. They put me in a program called the Fortune Society, right? Had to do anger management classes and this and that. You know what I'm saying? But July 2nd of that same year, even though I was going to the program, I didn't change my ways. You know what I'm saying? I was 18 years old, getting money. I didn't even think about changing my ways. I just thought about getting away with it. You know what I'm saying? With what I was going to do anyway. Yeah. So that July came, I caught a direct sale. I sold 3 dime bags to an undercover officer in the Lower East Side, Manhattan. That's my first time. That led me to my first time going to Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? My very first time hitting Rikers Island, and it was bugged out. Flacco, it was bugged out, man. You heard? I mean, from getting arrested, hitting the precinct to 100 Center Street, you know what I'm saying, for arraignment, they sent me right to the island. When I get to C-74 Adolescence building, it was bugged out. I mean, I still remember, the Rikers Island got like this very distinct smell. You know what I'm saying?
Like San Quentin, probably.
It's like bleach and blood and
yeah, like long term. Like just a lot of bad stuff happened there. Like a lot of wars, a lot of things that shouldn't happen in a city. That's how San Quentin is. It has that distinct smell of it, man. Old and falling apart, and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It has, the walls are like grayish and. It's just a very dark place but it's a dark place full of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the energy was crazy. I was in the bullpens. When you first come through from court and they take the cuffs off, they put you in a cell till they figure out where they're gonna place you. You know what I'm saying? And you're waiting there, you're sitting in there with a bunch of other new brothers that's just coming into, or maybe just coming back from court, or whatever the case may be. And I'm sitting in the bullpens and nobody's bothering me, bro. You heard? Like, I'm not having I'm having a bad time, yeah, because I'm locked up. You know what I'm saying? My first time, but nobody was bothering me. Nobody picked on me. I hear a lot of brothers tell a story of when they came in there, they had to fight for their stuff and all that. That's not my story. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen to me. And I'm not saying I'm super gangster. I don't know why nobody bothered me at first. And then they send me to Mod 4. When I get to Mod 4, it's bed locker, like a dormitory thing, right? In that building. In Mod 4. Some buildings are cell blocks and some are like dormitories. And this is called like orientation, reception every year. You know what I mean? When you're new to Rikers Island. Nobody bothered me, bro. Right? The first day, nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? The first morning, because I got there late at night. In the morning, I went to chow. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, you had to walk around the line, boom, grab your tray. You know what I'm saying? They throw the stuff on. Nobody bothered me. I get back. I don't got no friends, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. People say, what up? Yo, how you are? You know what I'm saying? I talked to somebody about the phone, got on the phone. Nobody gave me a problem. This kid comes up to my bed one day, though. You heard? Like on my second or third day. This Boricua, bro, handsome dude, man, fly nigga, you know what I'm saying, from the Bronx. He go by the name of Eddie Bauer. He was a Latin king. You heard? So he comes up to my bed, yo, homie, where you from, dog? I said, I'm from the Bronx. He said, yo, me too, son, what's your name? I'm like, yo, I'm Little Mikey, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I used to go by, Little Mike. So we start kicking it, you know what I'm saying? And I got a good energy. I'm getting a good vibe from this dude. You heard? He was my first person that talked to me. For like 2 days, nobody talked to me. Nobody said shit. But this is the first guy talking to me. And we vibing. You know what I'm saying? The next day comes. We vibing. That next day, though, in the middle of the night, I went to go use the bathroom. You heard? And in Rikers Island, the toilet bowls, they don't have no doors. There's just line the toilet. You know how it is. I don't. It's probably like that where y'all at too, where if you don't throw your sheet over the pole, people can see you taking a poop or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If they walk through, right? So I went to go take a piss, and it was late. I thought everybody was asleep or in their Bronx, and I saw somebody. You know, you ever like something's on the side of you, so you look. You don't know what it is, but you look anyway. Well, somebody was taking a poop, right? This tall, skinny black kid. And I looked, but I kept going. I think that pissed him off. Because after I pissed and I was washing my hands, he came and he was washing his hands right next to me. You heard? And he had the face. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked at me like angry. You heard? And I'm like, yo, I don't know who he is. I seen him since I've been there, but I never spoke to him. Yeah, he had his little friends or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't care. So I washed my hands and I walked out. The nigga followed me, you heard? But he only followed me to a certain point, and I guess he changed his mind. You know what I mean? I could feel it, but I didn't turn around. I said I wanted to see, you know what I'm saying? He run up on me first. He didn't run up on me. I went back to my bed. I sat down. Eddie Bauer saw that. So he came to my bed. He like, yo, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. What happened? He like, nah, I ain't like that. He said, yo, watch my back. I'm like, watch your back. He got up and he went to go talk to that kid. Now the officer is late. It was a female officer. I remember like yesterday. She was on the desk outside of the bubble. She was sleeping, bro.
Yeah,
That lady, she was back like this, knocked out. Huh? I'm watching from a little distance Eddie Bauer talking to that kid, and then he tells the kid, yo, play the day room. He looks at me, he says, yo, watch my back. Again, right? He goes into the day room with the other kid. I'm outside of the day room looking through the window when the kid, I guess they talked about having a one-on-one. He went in there, the kid threw a punch at him. The kid misses the whole swing. Eddie Bauer scoops him in a wrestling move. Boom, put him on his neck, Flacco, on everything I love. I said, oh, I felt bad. I said, oh, he gonna die. Yeah, I thought he broke his neck. But the kid, but Eddie Bauer let him back up. Kid takes another swing, misses again. And he's disoriented from the smash, you heard? Eddie Bauer does it again. Boom, puts him on his neck, dog. I'm saying to myself, yo, he's gonna hurt this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like now I'm like, damn, I feel a little bad, you heard? Because the kid can't fight. At least he can't fight Eddie Bauer. So then when the kid's on the floor and I'm looking, I'm about to run in there like, chill, y'all niggas chill. But Eddie Bauer helped the kid up, put him on a chair, and gave him the 3rd degree. Yo, look, man, that's my man from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing that. Leave that nigga alone. He looked out for me. So now, even though he looked out for me, you know what I'm saying? He brought me heat too. Because now everybody think I'm some Latin King nigga. And I wasn't Latin King yet. You heard?
Yeah.
So I say about a week to 10 days goes by. You know what I'm saying? And I'm chilling with Eddie Bauer every day. And I'm no coward, and he know that. I stand up for myself too. But I didn't know he was gonna do that, and I just let it happen. So I recognize that some people, you know, the Boricuas was feeling me. Like, you know, he brought me into his group. He brought me into his group of people, and I'm saying I was in a little community chilling. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Colombia too. Shorty Brolic was there. You know what I'm saying? We had another brother, you know what I'm saying, named Demonio was there. Anyway, like 10 days goes by, and this kid tried me. He wanted to play with the hands. Little short, chubby blood kid, you heard? And I told him, I said, yo, I don't play with the hands, first of all, and I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? He like, nah, come on. That happened to me twice too. People try to play with you to test you to see where you at. You know what I'm saying? So I decided in the spur of the moment to hook off. You know, since you know what I'm saying? Since you didn't listen to me the first time. And I said, I don't want to play. And you still, he pushed me a little bit. Like, yo, come on. Like a playful push. I snuffed him. Bing, bing, bing. Just kept snuffing this nigga. The police came out. They wrapped me up. Boom. They wrapped him up. And they gave me 10 days in the box. But that made it bad
What's the
for me.
box?
It's called the Bing, you know what I'm saying? In Rikers Island, they call it the Bing, but punitive segregation, you know what I'm saying? It's like SHU, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Like the shoe, you feel me? So they gave me 10 days. They threw me in the box that day. They threw me in the Bing, but then I went to a tier hearing, whatever they call it. The guy gave me 10 days. Something like, I didn't have a history yet, so they was like being easy on me, you heard?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm in there, people are talking about me in the main, you know what I'm saying, in population, like, yo, that kid violated when he come out the box, they're going to do this, that, and the third, you heard? The little blood kids from adolescence. So now I got beef with these little blood kids from adolescence, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the box for 10 days. There was a Latin king named Indio, God bless him, that he's from my grandmother's neighborhood, and my grandmother took him in like a son, like under the wing, you know what I mean? So I knew him like all my life. He was in the box too. You know what I'm saying? When he gets there, we screaming at each other. We talking through this from cell to cell. We fishing, throwing, you know what I'm saying, the line out, passing things and all that. They teaching me this. I never saw this before, you heard? Mm-hmm. So I'm learning how to fish shit. And he tells me, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, you a rey now? I said, nah, I ain't no king. He said, oh, I heard you was a king. I said, nah, yo, everybody was saying that because of Eddie Bauer. Because they see me chilling with them, but I wasn't that. So he's like, yo, you should join us, bro. I said, nah, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to stay neutral, do my time, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that, joining a gang or whatever, sometimes that brings you more, you know what I mean? You're going to have more violence.
I get all that, brother.
Than you're going to have when you're by yourself. But what happened? But he was like, yo, just read about it. You don't even know what it's about, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knocking in, you don't even know what it's about. And he sends me the lessons to read. So I start reading them, and I'm like, yo, this shit sound cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like it was like revolutionary, the Almighty Land King Queen Nation, the oath. He sent me the oath and the 1 through 10s. So he sent me everything. But I read it. You know what I'm saying? Like the 8th day came, I gave it back to him. I was like, nah, I ain't joining that. You heard? Sound cool. You know what I'm saying? Sound fun. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all thing. You heard? I don't want to be there. He like, you should think about it. Anyway, my daughter's mother, her godfather or god brother, something like that in their family, he's a CO there. The day that they was taking me out the Bing, they said he was the transfer officer. When he saw me, he berated me. Because first of all, the family didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? That they, my baby moms was dating a thug nigga. You know what I'm saying? That was one thing you heard. Now I'm in jail on top of it. So this dude's being an asshole to me. You heard, trying to discourage me from going home. I already got a kid with this girl. You know what I'm saying? I already had a baby with her. So he's like, oh, you think you tough? You know what I'm saying? You on here like you the man. I got some shit for you, nigga. I'm going to put you in the worst house in the building. So I'm like, come on, my nigga. Like, why you hate me for, my nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? I never did nothing to y'all. He like, nah, you think you tough. You going to learn your lesson. You ain't never going to come back to Rikers Island after this. And he sends me to 3 Main, bro. 3 Main is a blood house like a motherfucker. You hear me? Excuse my language. 3 Main is blood central at the time.
And Bloods and Land Kings, that's like the main enemies, right?
And back then in the 90s, it was lit. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was lit. You feel me? You couldn't. Yeah. And I'm not Latin King yet. Say that again?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, so I'm not Latin King yet. But he sends me to 3 Main. Now, 3 Main, they got this A and B gate. It's a cell house, right? Mm-hmm. They send me there, and they got this thing called the A and B gate, right? So there's like one gate you come in, then you wait in the middle, and then they open up the other one, and you go there with the wolves.
Like a rotunda.
Yeah, so now on the side of the A and B gate is the day room, and they got this like metal mesh thing where you can see through, like with holes or whatever, right? There's this kid with a weird eye like mine, but it was all white, right? his name, well, he had a pupil, but it was discolored. And his name is Ali Mo from Harlem. And I heard about him before too. I heard about him in another unit, you know what I'm saying, before I got there. And I knew he was danger. This kid was no joke, you know what I'm saying? This
With
kid
that
was
action, huh?
this nigga was about that. You heard? And his shit go off. He comes to the gate, and I only knew it was him because I heard about his eye. You heard? So when I looked, he was standing on the thing with his finger through the hole like that, holding it. He said to me, while the officers were talking and he was giving them my yellow card and he was transferring me to the new ones and they were putting me in or whatever, the little system in that unit, the kid Ali Mo says to me, "You sure you want to come in here? You don't want to check in?" Now, ain't no checking in, my nigga. I ain't no killer, but I ain't no coward. I ain't checking in. You feel me? So what happened was, it was a bunch of them at the gate too, following him. They were looking at me through the thing. I said to myself, damn, son, this nigga's an asshole. Why you gonna bring me here? You know what I mean? Out of all places. You feel me? Everybody thinks I'm a king. I'm not a freaking king. You know what I'm saying? At the time. But anyway, whatever. They send me in. They tell me I got 14 cell. I remember like yesterday. So I go with my little net bag and blanket and all that bull crap, you know what I'm saying? My green cup, I go in the thing. But I don't unpack my stuff. You heard? Because I said, I'm not going to be here that long. These niggas is about to wash me up. I already know I got an ass whipping coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm by myself. So I'm sitting on my bed. My cell's open, though. And there's one little another fat kid keep walking past my cell. He's the crash dummy. So he walked past my cell and he peek in. You heard? I'm like, then he walked back the way he peek in. I said, that nigga's gonna rush me. He's gonna try me. That's the one that they're gonna send him first, and then they all gonna rush me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was thinking. So I brace myself for it. You heard? And he walks into my cell. Well, he stands at the door at first with his hand on the frame, on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to start a conversation with me. You heard? But I felt the energy was mad negative. So I said to him, I said, you don't gotta do that, fam. You don't gotta pretend like we're gonna be friends. We're not friends. I know what you're gonna do. Just hurry up and do it, nigga. You heard? And he went for his. Bing, 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 bing. He had no hands. I hit him, I hit him 2-3 times and I pushed him out myself. When I pushed him out myself, he fell on his butt, like slid. And I slammed my cell closed. Excuse me. Flaco. When I slammed the cell closed, all the wolves was coming. They was all in front of my cell, just a bunch of young niggas cursing me out. Yo, you going, I'm like this. I moved back because the energy was so strong. You know what I'm saying? That I walked away. I walked back from the door, like, oh, hoping it don't open. Because I slammed it closed. You could lock yourself in. You know what I mean? You got to call the COs. Yo, CO open 14. But I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I backed up. They all barking at myself. Duh, yo, yeah. I saying all types of craziness. Mad kids, you know, mad teenagers, 18, 17, 16. You know what I'm saying? All cursing me out. I backed up. I heard the officer, lock in, everybody lock in. You heard? So they saw the commotion. So the officer comes up to my cell. He's like, yo, you a Latin king? I said, nah, I'm just a lonely Puerto Rican in here. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, your stuff is still packed? I said, yeah. He said, all right, we're going to move you out of here, son. You ain't going to last in here. You know what I'm saying? So I saved myself by stalling on that kid and getting him out myself. You know what I'm saying? They kind of saved me too by making a scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they came and they sent me to 12 Main or 12 Low. I can't remember the block for some reason, but it was 12 something, right? When I get there, I meet a Latin King brother by the name of Cisco. Shout out to him. And he, you know what I'm saying? We talk and I told him what happened. He knew that I was cool with Eddie Bauer. You know what I'm saying? Plus niggas from the Bronx, when I be going to the yard, I was seeing brothers that I knew in the yard. And they know how I get down in the street. So people had love for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just knew I was new to I was new to the jail shit, but in the streets, I wasn't new to nothing. You know what I mean? I've been outside my whole life. So people respected, people had love for me. They saw what I was going through. So Cisco goes, yo, you're gonna get on your knee, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get your crown. I was like, he said, yo, why not? Everybody hates you already. You know, if it's not for us, nigga, we could leave you to the wolf. I said, you stole me. He said, nah, I'm just saying though, you material. You know what I'm saying? You fit the build. Like you could be a king, son. You got it in you. I said, whatever, P. You know what I'm saying? And I did it. Boom. They took me in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? They put me on probation for a couple of days. Then boom, my birthday came. They crowned me. And then my birthday came.
Now, how does that work? How do they recruit you into the Latin Kings? Is it like you have to have a sponsor? Does someone have to raise their hand for you?
I mean, some places, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Because if you got a bad ticket on your name, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants you around anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But if if they see you got heart, a lot of times, you Latino, they see you got the heart. You know what I'm saying? You honorable. You know what I'm saying? They look for good people. I'm not going to lie, man. I believe that the Almighty Land King Queen Nation, and I'm not disrespecting nobody's stuff, but for me personally, especially in New York, I don't think that no kids should join gangs. But I believe that if they do, you know what I'm saying, their best bet is the Latin King Nation, because we got actual, we're religious, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, with what we believe in, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of righteous brothers in there. I've been inactive for like 5 years, but I still give it up to them because I met a lot of good kings. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of real good people. You feel me? Now, some people just get in the cracks. I guess it depends where you are. It's not like the West Coast. I think you're more serious over there. But in the East Coast, sometimes it's politics. Sometimes it's favoritism. Sometimes it's, they can't deny.
Same everywhere, bro.
Sometimes a good dude is just a good dude. They want that dude. You heard?
Yeah.
So they pull me in. After I get crowned 2 days before my birthday, right? I'm not on the island that long. I only been there almost a month, and all this is already happening. You know what I'm saying? So the next day's my birthday. I turned 19, and they send me to OBCC, bro. You heard that? Yo, pack up. I'm like, pack up. I packs up. Now, other things happen that I might forget because it's been a long time, but nothing crazy. I'm not forgetting nothing crazy. So I pack up. They send me to OBCC, which was another world to me. Now I'm with the adults, right?
Yeah.
I get to OBCC. I'm in population. Now, OBCC has two sides. They have the super max box. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where everybody's 23 and 1. You know what I'm saying? Some people 24 because they don't go to the yard. They ain't going outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm in population. Excuse me. And I see my son Smooth, Eric, and Richie. They from my hood. You heard? So I'm good there. Now Eric and Richie, they Latin Kings. Smooth is a Jamaican brother I grew up with. I knew him the longest than everybody. I knew Eric and Richie too since we were kids. I knew all three of them since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And Eric and Richie, rest in peace to Richie, they holding it down. You heard? They holding it down, down, down. You know what I'm saying? And we all the same age, but they like a year older than me, 2 years older than me. And I wound up in Richie's house. So me and Richie chilling. But we meet Eric and Smooth in the yard every day. That shit was wild over there. That shit was wild, son. It was a whole different world. You had the Nietas, you had the Bloods, you had the Latin Kings, you had the 5%ers, you got the Muslim dudes.
So
right?
Nietas, those are the Dominicans, right? Or the
No. Nietas is mainly Boricua, but they take everybody. You could be a white Nieta, you could be a black Nieta in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like they was taking whoever. They wanted the
what's
numbers.
the 5%ers?
The nation is the nation of God's and earth. You know what I'm saying? Like 5% Muslim. You feel me? You see it a lot in New York too. It's a big thing in New York. You know what I'm saying? But hip hop, a lot of the original hip hop brothers was in the Nation of Islam or 5%ers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get there. One of the weirdest things I seen, and this is no cap, was a wedding, bro, in the yard, bro. The Nietas married two chumps, you heard? and they were laughing their ass off. So I felt bad because one of the chumps that was getting married to the weirdo, whatever. God bless him. I'm not gay bash. I'm just saying I'm not with that. But the kid that was getting married to the like transsexual thing,
Yeah.
he used to go to the police athletic league with me when we was 8, 9 years old. You heard? And I seen him and I was like, yo, what's he doing? You know what I mean? So I seen that. That was like my first, second time in that yard. I thought that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, a war's jumping off. You know what I'm saying? There's some beef going on. My brother Smooth, the Jamaican kid, you heard? Shout out to him. They deported him back to Jamaica too after he did 20 years for a crime he didn't commit. And they deported him back to Jamaica after taking 20 years of his life. I said, yo, if he could do 20 years for this country, why he can't stay? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. But anyway, he brings me a half a pair of scissors one day, bro. He's like, yo, it's about to jump off with your manitos in the bloods. You know what I'm saying? Hold this down. I don't know where he got it from, how he got it through the metal. I don't know nothing. But he came to my spot where I was at, right? And he gave it to me. I only had it for 2 days. There was a search. In that, I'm still new to jail, bro. I didn't hide it right. I hid it in myself, but I didn't hide it good enough. You know what I'm saying? And there's no hiding it good enough in those cells after time. You know how it be.
Yeah.
You know what
I know it is.
Yo, plus they got this thing where they fold your bed up and they could throw it in a machine, and you know what I'm saying? So I got caught with the half a pair of scissors. When I got caught with those half a pair of scissors, they gave me 30 days in the box and a red ID. Now, red IDs are mainly for people who cut or catch a weapon charge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that means they shackle you with the mittens now when you go to court. And I was still going to court, fighting my case, fighting 2 cases. So I wound up doing 30 days in the box. During those 30 days, yo, Flaco, OBCC was run by the Bloods back then. There was no stronger power than the Bloods in that building. Now, Rikers Island got a bunch of different buildings, you know what I'm saying? And I've been to many of them, in my life. But this is my first time, right? When you go to the Bing, they call it the Bing, you know what I'm saying? When you go to the Bing in Rikers Island in the 90s, especially, almost everybody and their mother was a Blood. They was cutting to go to the Bing on, they was, you know what I'm saying? Bloods like to play with the razor. You know what I'm saying? That's just their thing.
Yeah.
That. And a lot of them wound up in the Bing. They got this thing called the roll call. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
They got these like hip hop kind of punk rockish songs that they sing every night with each other. They all get on the gate and it sounds like 100 soldiers. It sounds like a cadence in the army almost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, it's so loud though. And the whole building is doing it at the same time every night. So one little there's Land Kings niggas there too that they pop, they rap, they go crazy. But there was a lot of Bloods in a certain time of night. I think it was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Every night, somebody will go up top, down low, and then they all start singing these. Who's that nigga with the razor? Eastside Blood Banger. You know what I'm saying? And BLO. They got all these crazy songs they sing at a certain time of night. And the building is like vibrating with the energy, bro. You could feel it. The first night I heard that, I ain't gonna lie. I said, what did I just get myself into, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I feel it, bro.
I'm in the box. Nobody could touch you, but yo, you got shit slingers. You know what I'm saying? You never know. People get out for some weird reason. I don't know. It was weird, son. But I enjoyed it. I'm telling you, my life was so troubled in the street that learning this jail thing, it was kind of like, even though it was dangerous, it was kind of exciting for a young kid like me who's always outside anyway. And not only was it exciting, a lot of my problems was gone. Like the problems I have with my family and in the world and shit like that. I didn't have those same problems no more. You know what I mean? I kind of escaped it during that time. So I stayed there for about a month. Almost before I got out of the box, I got sentenced. So when I got sentenced and my box time was up, they sent me to C-76. Now, a lot of people think that, see, when you get a year or less in New York, you don't go upstate.
Yeah.
It's county time. You know what I'm saying? So now I'd rather go upstate than stay on Rikers Island. I promise you, Rikers Island is
Yeah,
very.
I know. County jails always just suck, man.
Oh,
Every
yo,
time.
yeah. I'd rather go upstate. But if I don't have to, I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? So I get sentenced. I got 2 years, but I got 1 year, but two different cases. They gave me a year for each case, but they ran it concurrently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all I gotta do is a year. I do 8 months if I don't lose my good time. I could do that. Once they sentenced me, it was a big relief. I was like, all right, that's what I get. All right, I can handle that.
Yeah.
So a lot of load came off my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like worrying about how much time you're gonna get and all that. Now that's over. You got a year. Shut up and just do your year, right? So I accepted that. Boom, copped out. I wound up in the sixth building. When I get to the sixth building, I have the time of my life. I have some of the most memorable times of my life. I mean, you had a 5 foot was there from the Black Moon, you know what I'm saying? The rap group, you know, Duck Down, you know what I'm saying, and all that, you know, people that I looked up to. He was locked up there. You had the brother, you ever saw the movie Beat Street?
Yeah.
You know, the little boy that was breakdancing in B Street? That's my
Hmm.
bro. You know what I'm saying? He was there. We called him Rocky. They called him Lee on TV, but we called him Rocky. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember his government. But I met a lot of cool dudes, right? I met King Toke. Shout out to rest in peace to him. You're a beautiful dude, man. God bless him, man. You know what I'm saying? He got murdered in Allentown, Pennsylvania. They shot him up, put him in a car, and set the car on fire. You know what I mean? But may he rest in peace. I met Indio, Geronimo, Little Indio. I met a Blaze. So I get to the sixth building and I'm chilling. I'm working now. I'm like, I got, you know, at that time I'm like 2.5, 3. I'm like 3 months in, right? So going on 3 months in. So I got 5 more months if I behave. You heard? So I'm working now. I'm trying to get fresh for the town. That's my whole thing was like, yo, I'm gonna just go home, brolic. You heard? That's what I wanted to do. You know, you young, you like, yo, I'm gonna go home, brolic. That's it. So all I did was eat and work out, eat, play handball, eat, play basketball, work out, exercise. You know what I'm saying? But they put me in this unit. I forgot the housing. I think it was 5 or something like that in that building. And there was this Muslim dude. His name was Bruno Ovens. I never forget his name. You heard? So this dude, you know, he used to wash clothes for cigarettes. That was his little hustle. I'm not really sure if he was Muslim or 5%er, but he chilled with that sector over there where they chilled that too. You know what I'm saying? Where the brothers used to chill in that house and everything. Right? And I only know his name because of the case I caught because of him. So he's washing the greens. You know, you get your state greens or whatever in that building. They make you wear the greens. Not in the other buildings, but in the 6 buildings, you sentenced, you got to wear the sentence clothes. You know what I'm saying? The greens or whatever. So it's a pack per outfit, per setup. Right? So, so a shirt and a pants for a pack. Well, I got 2 shirts and 2 pants. I want him to wash them, right? He's not a chump or none of that. It's just his little hustle.
That's his hustle.
Yeah. So I told to him, your fam, he's like, yeah, that's 2 packs. So I give him the clothes and the 2 packs. I paid him up front. I should have not did that, but I paid him up front. And that's how it be. He puts the clothes in a bucket in the bathroom, right? And he just leaves it there all day, my bro. He's playing cards, he's playing chess. I'm watching him. I'm wondering, like, yo, he gonna leave that shit in the bucket forever? You know what I mean? I feel like he just played me for 2 packs of cigarettes. You know? That's how I'm starting to feel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I went to go talk to him. Now, meanwhile, I got a little crew. While I'm there, I was there for a little while. I got me a little crew, me, Bello, Blaze, Mo, and this Nieta nigga named Control. You heard? That's my little crew. You know what I'm saying? And I was like the dude, I was the dude. They loved me. You heard? So I'm not thinking about that though. I walked up to him and I asked him, so yo, my man, you gonna leave that in there forever? He said, nah, I got you. I said, you look, bro, I'll do it myself. Just give me my packs back. You heard? And he stood up and said, he was like, fuck out of here. He got rude, you heard? So I'm standing there while he's talking crazy to me. You know what I mean? And I'm sizing him up while he's talking. You heard? And I snuck. Boom, I just assaulted him. Boom, rocked his jaw. Then I grabbed him and I pushed his face into this beam. You know, they got these like leg things that go from the floor to the ceiling. You know what I mean? And there's like a couple of them in the line. So I smacked his face into the beam thing. And when I did that, I looked and all the Morenos are rushing me. So the Boricuas jumped in for me and we had a little rumble in there. You heard? The squad came, you know what I'm saying? They came and they started snatching people up with that. They had the helmets and the shoulder pads and all that.
Yeah.
Looking like the New York Giants, bro. You know what I'm saying? They stopped it, right? Boom. The dude, he's cut from like here to here, from the beam. They thought he was cut with a razor, but he wasn't. You heard? He was cut when his face smacked the beam. So they snatched me up. They charged me with inciting a riot, right? And then they rearrested me. The 41st precinct came when I was in the box, and Ghostface Killer was in the box too. But he wasn't in the box because he did anything. They put him in there because he was famous, and it was kind of like their way of protective custody for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the 6th building. Anyway, I never got to meet him, but he was on the other side from where I was at. But anyway, they throw me in the C-76 box. Like 2 days later, the police from the streets came and rearrested me for gang assault. You heard? They didn't just arrest me though. They arrested me, Bello, Blaze, Control, and M.O. And M.O. got that name because he's really crazy, man. But anyway, that's what they call New York crazy dudes. They say he M.O. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they rearrested us. The dude wrote a statement. He said I cut him, but I didn't. He just went with whatever the police was saying.
Oh, wow.
Statement. That's how I remember his name because it was on my paperwork. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now we rearrested. I'm Red ID. It was crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got into a fight with Blaze too in the courts because they let me go in the pin with them and they took my mittens off. One day, like a second or third time going to court together, we all got like 60 days in the box. You know what I'm saying? For that gang assault, right? So we wound up getting separated. They sent us all to OBCC again. So they kept me in C-76 box for a couple of days. Then I went to OBCC back over there. So we back in the bin. I go to court one day with all the brothers. You know what I'm saying? We sitting in the bullpen. Yo, this shit was crazy. I had a good time, but it was wild. It made me feel like a man. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I grew up. That's the year that.
So Rikers Island, you feel like you entered manhood.
Yeah, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I went from a teenager to a grown-ass man. Like, that's how I was feeling.
So was there a lot of fights and stuff in there?
Oh, there's something going on all the time. You heard?
Stabbings
It's not like, I mean, not every day.
No.
You know, some days are cool.
Where do the Italians go? Like the wise guys, the mafia guys?
Sometimes they go, New York is different. You know what I'm saying? You go wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could chill anywhere. You feel me?
Now, so is there any white racists there? No, huh?
Nah, we don't got no white racist groups in New York City. That is a no-no. You're gonna die. Shout out to all you white racist people. God bless you. You got for that. You know
He's like, God bless, but we'll get that ass.
But you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying?
You don't get it, man.
In the East Coast, that don't rock. Not in New York.
So there's no politics or nothing like that. It's pretty much every man for himself. When your group's there, maybe sometimes you lightweight politics, but it's more about
There's no. I know that for sure. That you're not gonna be an Aryan Nation or Ku Klux Klan.
So, was there any other type of Latin gangs like Sureños or MS-13?
We had MS-13. It's very small, but there's some of them. And when the MS-13 brother's in jail in New York, he did something horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like the MS-13 kids, they don't do petty crime. They do some off the wall, make the news shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking chopping up heads and shit and fucking mailing them to people and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they do some crazy shit. You know, the ones that I have met, yo, what you locked up for? Yo, I burnt the whole family up. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, yeah, nice job. You know what I'm saying? But check it out. So we go to I'm gonna show you a little bit about the politics, right? We in court on that case when my son, I got a friend of mine. Shout out to him, man. I call him Big Chicken, aka Grande. You know what I'm saying? And I love this dude, Big Black Mother Flower. I love this motherfucker. You heard, it's my favorite dude since I was 15. Well, he got a friend named Wayne, and Wayne owes blood. We sitting in the pins waiting to see the judge, right? When the Police threw him and another blood in our cell. He just threw two bloods in the cell with three Latin kings and two nietas. You heard? Now,
Shut up.
I know them because he's mutual friends with my boy and they family. So I don't want to see nothing happen to him. You heard? I gotta go back to the block and explain why I let the Puerto Ricans damn near kill this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wasn't with that. So now my bros is talking in Spanish. These dudes is at the gate just chilling. My bros is talking in Spanish. Yo, let's get them. I says to them, nah, y'all not doing that. You heard? Because I went and salute, yo, what up? I'm talking to them. And they know me from the streets, you heard? They know me before any of that Blood of Latin King shit. I know these guys. Yo, what up? We talking. And I overhear the bro say that. So I'm like, nah, y'all not doing that. And I wound up getting into an argument where the police came and they took the two blood kids out. You heard?
Yeah.
Before anything could happen to them. So now Blaze gets in my face. Yo, you a sucker, well, you care about these bloods, whatever. I'm like, those are my people from the streets, dogs. Like, I'm not gonna jump them niggas. You heard?
Yeah. Yeah. Makes
He
sense.
gets in my face, and and he gets in my face. So I punched him. Boom, we start fighting. Bing, 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 we beating each other up. You know what I'm saying? I wound up on top of him. The other bros came, they whipped us apart. Yo, yes, you know what I'm saying? We calmed down. Boom. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I let it go. We go, and I took the weight. We all got a misdemeanor though. You heard? But I
Yeah.
told the judge it was me. You know what I'm saying? Because my lawyer said, yo, if you cop out to gang assault in the third, it's a misdemeanor that we could run a concurrent with the time you already doing, right? So
Yeah.
I said, I just, all right, then let's do that.
Sounds good, huh?
It sounds good. It's not gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still go home when I go home. So I told the judge it was me. You know what I mean? I tried to get everybody out of it, but the judge wasn't hearing that, and she sentenced all of us to the same thing, but it didn't hurt none of us. So we go back to the box. When I come out the box, bro, and they send me back to the 6th building, now Blaze was already there. He got there earlier that day than me. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
So he already talked to the kings there. He said I violated them. He went around and told the story. You know what I'm saying? How I set it off on them for the bloods. I'm disloyal. All this and this and that. So they decided that they was gonna give me a physical. You heard? Where I put my hands on the handball court and this big Black King Mother Flower was supposed to give me some rib shots or something like that. You heard?
Yeah.
I freaked out. I said, you're not doing that. You heard? When they told me, yo, you're getting a physical, I said, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm not with that physical life. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. So Toke, he was the first crown, and then you had the brother Red there. And they liked me. They had mad love for me. And they saw me tripping out. And I'm like, I got mad because you only heard one side of the story and you already gonna do something to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got mad. So I was like, yo, y'all gonna X me out. But if anybody touch me, you know what I'm saying? I'm fighting, bro. Like, y'all not just gonna, I'm not doing that. So they tell me to calm down. And me and Toke and Suprema Red, we walked around the yard talking, and I shared my side of the story too. So me and Blaze, we both, instead of me getting a physical, we both got a fine, which is called a multa. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I wound up in the house. It's not over, bro. I'm talking about this is the greatest time of my life, man. I'm loving this shit, right? But I almost got my ass whooped by the Kings. I got to tell my story that didn't whip my ass. I was gonna get jumped that day, you heard? But I
Yeah.
didn't. Now King Toke he's cool with one of the officers, and he gets me pulled to his housing unit. You heard? I'm about to go home at this point in time. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
I got like 30 days to go home. You hear me? By this time, right? I'm getting short time. I'm in another unit that one day he pulls me over when I'm short time. I got nothing but love for Toke, man. Rest in peace. He's my favorite mother flower in the building, right? He pulls me to his unit. I'm chilling for like a week. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks maybe in that unit with Geronimo, Indio, Toke, and me, right? 4 Latin Kings, mad bloods. You heard? But we chilling. We ain't got no beef with the bloods in that unit. There's this kid in New York, there's this thing called the Lost Boy Family.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about the rap group, the Lost Boys?
No.
Mr. Cheeks, Lex Coops, the Beamers in the band.
Probably.
To all of my, well, they part of that. They're from Queens. there was this one kid, they called him LB, and he was from the Lost Boy family, you heard? And the Lost, he kind of chilled with the blood kids, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't blood. Anyway, one day he grabs the Spanish phone, because there was 3 phones, you know what I'm saying? One Latin King phone, one neutral phone, and one blood phone, right? He grabs the Reyes phone, we call it the Boricua phone, the Spanish phone. So he just grabs it and makes a phone call, and Toke's like, yo, he don't care, but you gotta ask, right? So Toke goes to go talk to him. Now, we used to have these, Rikers Island used to sell you these see-through Walkmans and shit, you heard? And I don't know if they do that where y'all from, but we used to buy Walkmans. He listened to Hot 97 and shit. And Toke has one when he goes to talk to the kid. Now, I'm his pearl, what they call a pearl at the time. I made it to be his pearl. So that means wherever he goes, I got to go. You know what I'm saying? As a kid. So I walk a little bit, and then I'm watching. He's talking to the kid. You heard? When the kid gets off the phone, he calls the kid over. He starts talking to him. The kid don't like what he's saying. The kid don't want to hear shit. And the kid gives him an attitude. Da, 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 da. And Toke, he had no fuse. He was a very nice guy, but you can't talk to him any way you want. He smacked him open hand with the Walkman, bro. Bah! The Walkman shattered into pieces. And these are hard ass Walkmans. The kid is spinning in a circle. He's dizzy. But when the Morenitos, and it wasn't a racial thing, but they made it a racial thing. When they seen that, and that happens a lot, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's not a racial thing in New York State like that until a black and a Puerto Rican get into a fight. Sometimes they want to make it a racial thing now. You got cornballs that just want to make it like that. You know what I'm saying? So when he smacked the kid, all the brothers stood up. Yo, and they popped on us. It's 4 of us against like a whole housing unit, bro. You hear me? Fighting damn near for our life in there, bro. Now, it's exciting, but it's scary. You know what I'm saying?
How long did it last for?
That shit lasted for like maybe like 3 to 5 minutes, but it felt like forever. You know, I don't know. You know, when you getting your ass whipped, it feels longer. When you winning, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So we getting it in. We had a good time. You heard, but we got lumped and bumped really bad.
You got lucky.
Yo, I had a chichong, looked like an elbow coming out my face. My brother choked, you know
like this and shit, like a whole alien and shit, huh?
Yeah. I was looking retarded, bro. Anyway, the squad came quick though. Oh, they beat all of us up on top of it too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I go, so they cuff us. They put the wire zip ties on me, bro, on the floor, all that. But they don't send me to the box. They don't send none of us to the box. They just separated us to different units. They took the Boricuas out because there was not as many Puerto Ricans as there was everybody else. So even there was some brothers that was neutral that they got down with us, Flaco, you heard, just off the strength of being Boricua. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? There was this one kid, I can't remember his name, but he had the same voice from the dude from Fantasy Island. The plane. He had a voice like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember his name, man. He was Boricua too. He didn't speak no English. He got down with us, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just an all-out little race riot in that unit. And then they separated us, you know what I'm saying? Long story short, not too long after that, though, you know, I healed, and then I went home. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, man? That was an awesome testimony as far as your first experience at Rikers Island. I'm gonna want to do a follow-up interview. I'm going to want to do a follow-up interview, a little bit more about your history as a Latin King maybe in the future. But for the subscribers out there, man, he just started a whole new channel today. He's gonna record a video. By the time you guys see this video, he'll probably have his first video up. Please subscribe to his channel, support the brother Latin Pain, man. Hey, Latin Pain's a solid dude, man. He has a good heart, man. He's trying to change his ways. This channel is going to discuss about his time on the streets, involved in gangs, involved in prison, as well as to the aftermath. So it's kind of similar to this channel. You know what I'm saying? You know, he has a similar agenda. So I'm gonna help him assist getting this channel going for him. So with that said, man, I hope everybody appreciates it, man. Thank you, Latin Pain. Every time I have you on, man, it's always a blessing, man. We went like 50 minutes on this video, man. So hey, much love, much respect, man. Tap into my boy's channel.
Before we get out of here, let me tell you something. If you like to follow it up, I'll tell you something. When I got home, life got really lit.
We're gonna say that for the next interview. Watch, or for your channel.
Next one. Salute, 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 man. You heard Big Flacco. God bless you, bro. You that dude, B, for real. I appreciate you. Word.